What's up? What's good? What's poppin'? Um, how you doing? How you feeling? Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you excited? Are you mad? Tell me all about it. I'd like to know. But welcome back to my YouTube channel. If it is your first time here, welcome to my YouTube channel. I have changed the layout a bit, so I'm hoping it looks better. Definitely this time around I haven't tested if this mic is working, so I really don't know. I really hope this audio is okay. So this is a more stable type of vibe, so I'm hoping that it's a better layout, better feel and everything. Anyways, actually I don't want to yap a lot. I've given you guys like almost close to 1 hour videos, and I want to see if I can time myself and do better in terms of getting the content within 15 minutes. So let's just get straight into it. Right, so according to the title of this video, we are talking about the funeral. So story time. A few days ago, actually on Sunday, this past Sunday, I went for a memorial service for, I would quote unquote call him my grandfather, but he's not my grandfather. He was a friend of my grandfather. So there's a much more closer tie between my mom and him as compared to me. But family is family in African culture. You could be the friend of the friend of the friend, as long as at some point you interacted with a family member, they automatically become your family member. So definitely not had to, but loved going to at least support a family that's been there for us. And so I'm not really here to talk about that particular funeral, but over the course of, let's say, from around 2020 to now, I have been, most of the family events that I have attended are funerals. I have not attended a wedding. My friends, please get married. I've attended several funerals, and it's very interesting to experience that and experience the different emotions and how people navigate the concept of death, the concept of grief. Of course, in African culture, it's very, we all come together as a community. But really, and as I usually converse with my friends, I don't think anyone is ready for, no one really prepares you for death. It is one of those things that just, you can deceive yourself that you can prepare yourself to be like, when it comes, you can handle it. But when the emotions are running high and you're having these memories and you're like, gosh, like genuinely this person is no more. It's a topic I feel like we need to be discussing more. However, there's still that whole concept of, it's death, let's not talk about death. But I feel like it's very necessary to understand how to navigate it. You don't really understand, but just to understand how to navigate it, how people feel, what to say, what to do. Because I know for a majority of these funerals that I have attended, there's the concept of, I don't have to say much, but at least my presence says a lot. So just being there, being supportive, though it has some like awkward connotation to it, especially if you're let's say not, maybe not like direct family, but just friends of the family or people close to the family in one way or another. But it has some sort of weird awkward connotation to it, because now you're there and like yes, we do have the words like sorry for your loss, sending my condolences. Yes, for sure. But I think also, I don't know, maybe this comes from an empathetic side, but the desire to want to, just hold this person and help them navigate through this pain and feel it out and cry it out. And also having that thought in your head, like it's also not in your capacity to be that person for them. Because also, if you're like from a father end of the bereaved, then it again still creates that awkward note. But anyways, yeah. So those are some of the thoughts I was having. For example, another thought I had was the songs. Oh my goodness, there are certain songs that have played in funerals that I do not want to hear anymore. Like, yes, I can hear them randomly, but they'll always bring this heavy connotation. So for example, which one? So we have this Kiswahili song that goes roho yangu na ikuimbie jinsi wewe ulivyo mkuu. So that has been sung a lot in funerals that I've attended. And sometimes I'd be in church on Sunday and I'd hear that song and I'd feel like, like, are we mourning something? Because it's interesting. The certain songs will always, they don't play the same in different contexts, especially because of getting so used to hearing them in funerals. Or the one for it is well with my soul, with my soul. So again, this is another song I'm just like, it is not well with my soul, guys. It is not well. My soul feels very heavy. And I don't know, there's just something about, sometimes I wonder, would it be most ideal to just have moments where we actually grieve a person when they're alive? How would that feel? I had one of those moments with a friend of mine. I don't know if he'd be down for me saying it, but just getting me the chance to write a eulogy for him. And that was one of the heaviest things, because now I had to put myself in a space where I imagine this person is no more. I had to imagine this person. Yeah, like there's a very, very high possibility that this guy will go before me. So I was like, gosh, why are you making me do this? But it was interesting to write because it put me in a space where I had, it made me appreciative of who he is Imagine now I'm already saying in past tense. Yeah, who he is in my life, and even just how precious the person is to me, and how I hold on to them, or how I treasure them, how I converse with them, knowing that, I'm gonna give you your flowers right now. But another concept that came to mind was, if I am also holding you with this preciousness, does it mean that I am walking on eggshells because I don't want, like, my last words or the last things I say to said person or said people in my life to be on a very negative note? Does it manipulate or change the way I interact with them? It sure has a bit, but it has also allowed me to think on it, and I think that's a healthy, to me, it's a healthy thing to do, to have such moments if possible, because then again also, It's a very heavy concept to think about. Yeah. Well, anyways, yeah. So I like I've said, I have attended quite a number of funerals. Tired of attending funerals, I'm sorry to say. But it's also beautiful to capture society within funerals. How one of the funerals I went to, it wasn't the your regular wearing black for mourning colors. No, they wore her favorite colors, and it was so beautiful because it's like a remembrance of her. There are moments in funerals that make me tear up, even though I may not know the person directly, like the sound of soil, like after they've laid the person in the ground and they're told to throw a handful of soil, the family, so the sound of soil hitting the coffin, oh, that is a sound that every time gets to me. I don't know how to explain it. I also seeing the loved ones of said person just doing that thing where they move their glasses. Like, let's say if their glasses were off, they put them on, and gosh. But yeah, I do think a lot to, if I were to pass today, how, what would people think? What would people say? Have I touched hearts? Have I impacted in any way? Have I created memories? Even as eulogies are being read and you're reading the person's life story and you're like, wow, it was such an amazing person. Would my eulogy read the same? When it's my turn to, like, when I'm called on to write a eulogy, will I know what to say? Will I have the right words? Yeah, it's there's really nowhere I'm going with this particular train of thought. These are just random thoughts I've been having, and I thought, I'd like to know, what are your thoughts on death? What are your thoughts on conversing with people around their death before it happens, and just grieving the person before, like, it genuinely happens. I know we have this thing as Africans where, it's like you're preempting something to happen. So definitely when you start thinking of death, you're like, oh, you're preempting death to happen. Like, no, it's more of, if I could have, I'd love to hear, it may be selfish, I'd love to hear what your experience would be like if in this moment in time you're grieving me. Yeah, it may sound selfish, it may not, but it's I think it also builds something to how your heart takes it. Of course, it will never manage the feeling when it does happen, but I think it's also beautiful that the other person is able to experience how you'd experience that and what they have to say and their thoughts of you. But yeah, it's all a catch-22. It's really open for discussion. I know a friend of mine will say I'm sitting on the fence on this topic, of which I am, because I also haven't formulated so many thoughts around it. It's just random ideologies that came to mind during the funeral. So yeah, that's just about it. I'd really love for us to have more conversations in the comments and just speak deeper onto the concept of talking about death and with the person. Yeah, it's giving like Fault in Our Stars when they did a funeral for, was it Hazel Grace's boyfriend or Hazel Grace herself? Yeah, that moment, like it's an emotional one. I know I cried when that scene popped up. I was like, this is such a beautiful concept, just grieving a person and showing love on them. Because who knows? Who knows whether there's an afterlife or not, if you believe. Yeah. Will I be there in spirit to hear what you'd have to say? But yeah, these are just random thoughts, random opinions. But that's just about it. So nothing much more to say. So I hope I really have kept it within 15 minutes. So until the next video, sorry for keeping it very somber. So I'm sending you lots of love, lots of hugs. I'm giving you flowers. And yeah.